Things can only get Weber. Yeah,
Well,
baby.
well.
Here we sit, champions. What do you make of that then, G?
Genuinely, Ben.
Genuinely Ben. Yes, I'm genuinely Ben. What do you mean? Genuinely Ben.
I never thought we would see season 3 of
Well,
me and you.
Here we are, G. Me arm in arm, loving life.
Honestly, I thought you would it up completely.
Alright, have a bit of faith. Jesus Christ.
But here we sit.
Here we sit, you and me. Oh, we never thought we'd get here.
Vanarama North.
The Vanarama North. I'm delighted. This is where I've always wanted to be.
Can life get much better than this?
Do you know what? Probably not, G. Probably can't get any better than this.
This is what dreams are made of.
Yeah, I mean, your dreams, my dreams, everybody's dreams.
Well, you know my motto, Ben.
Certainly do. Give it to them and, God, stick it up them. Yeah, that's... Give it to them. Yeah.
Do not mess it up, and good luck.
Yeah, well, that's a good one too. Okay, thanks, G. Thanks for everything. I appreciate it.
No, thank you, Ben.
No. What a loving. What on the intro. That was nice. I've actually never usually that kind. Right then, my lovelies, we are on match day 1. That's the squad we're going to use. What? You don't recognise some of them? Hold on then. Now, in terms of transfers, things have gone under the radar in the last few months that I've just kept quiet just due to fan backlash. For example, Jimmy Hodge is at Lincoln. Good for him. In terms of other things, we've had to have some departures. Let's go through the list of them now. So we'll do this quite sort of generally rather than clicking and going into all of them. George Miller has gone, put him in for a season, didn't really play under me, just didn't find a use for him. Despite the fact that he's quite a good box-to-box, we just didn't use him. Maswali, been here since the start. Again, though, with James Poole, and I've brought in a replacement as well, we didn't really need him in the squad, so he's gone as well. Danny Parker, Livesey, Jimmy Dunn. Shame, I actually wanted to keep Jimmy Dunn around for another year, but he didn't want to stay, so now he's moved on. Obviously, ex-United, we had him for a year, didn't play him that much, but he was a really good backup. But luckily, I've sort of replaced him too. The Burns left. First the Cow, then the Burn. If I title anyone with their days are numbered. Let's put it that way. Macaulay Kidd. Now, you might remember with Peter Phillips, I had the option. There was a bid came in from Norwich, 5.5k. I was like, all right, I'll offer him out. With Macaulay Kidd, it all happened so quickly. There was no time. So he's gone to Blackburn for 6.5k. Macaulay Kidd, 6.5k. We barely knew thee. He played 7 games for me, 3 assists, and he would have been a key part of this year's squad, and now he's gone. Luckily, with Macaulay Kidd, we do have a clause if we will get 15% of the profit if he's sold on, which I've no doubt at some point he will be. So one day in the future, we'll be making mad stacks, is what I'm getting at. And considering they only got him for 6.5k, the profit on that, pretty big. Brett Bowman, Martin Stewart, Mick Holmes, Russell Edwards, Ross Swift, Jonathan Ashton, and Mikak Kanda. Players that you probably never saw, just sort of reserve youth team players that came through and never really lived up to it. Let's now focus on the big boys. And by big boys, I mean I've signed some players for money, and some of the free transfers are exceptional. Let's do this. I've got Caprice. Now, just for those that don't know Caprice, show a picture of Caprice. That's Caprice. Jake Caprice has joined us, right back. Quite a solid right back. Not a world beater, but that sort of 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10 performance every single week that we're looking for. He's come in. He's relatively athletic, like physically. He's not like, again, he's not incredible. He's not poor. He's just there, existing, doing a pretty good job. Got a lot of 10s and 9s and 11s, so we'll take that. I think this season it'll be enough to get us through to the next level. Caprice is in. Andy Thanoj. Now, I'm not sure entirely how to say his name. 24-year-old Albanian, has been at Grimsby and Alfreton, so some of you watching may know him. 20 free kick taking. I dare say that's what attracted me to him. So I'm hoping set pieces, something we've not really... I've never seen a rectangle as an attribute graph. That's nice, isn't it? Free kicks, not something we took a major advantage of last year. Also set pieces, corners, so I've set up a few different things for that. Passing, not too bad either. Mentally quite good. Physically... struggling, even though he's 24 years of age, but he does start for us in the squad. I think with those free kicks and corners, he's worth it. Like L'Oreal, like the hair product, which obviously I don't use. Never even heard of hair product. Ali Fassini. Now, if you've been playing lower league games for a while, this is another man you may recognise. And if you're a Millwall fan, you probably certainly remember him. Ali Fassini, defensive midfielder. He's all right. He's not great. He's here, like he plays for appearance. He's not on a weekly wage. So I figure if we ever need a firefighter, defensive midfielder, ball-winning midfielder, he is the man for us. 13 tackling, solid passing. Again, physically not great, but he'll sit in front of us, sit in front of our back line. Decent mentals. Ghanaian, 28, will do it. So far, not too bad. A little bit underwhelming. Bradley Eddy, currently 2.5 star ability, potentially a 4/5 star player, 20 years of age, previously been at Port Vale and had a loan spell at Hemel Hempstead where he didn't really play too much, but I think we found him at home. He's not going to be a starter for us, not initially anyway, but decent pace, solid acceleration, good flair. Again, lots of 10s and 11s, and that's kind of where we're at right now. Lots of green. Darker green. The bright green is where we'll sort of come into our own soon. Now, we've already strengthened the central midfield, but I figured we'd strengthen it that little bit more. Jamie Chandler, one of the better players I think we've got. Physically very good, mentally solid. Again, 9s, 10s, 11s, full of them. So I think he'll be a really good player for us. Currently 3.5 star current ability, and that's kind of his potential as well. 28 years of age. He's been around a little bit, had a spell at Sunderland, Darlington, Gateshead. So I feel like he's used and ready for this sort of division. Sadly, didn't play at all for Gateshead last year. But the season before that, featured quite a lot. A goal scorer midfielder. I like the cut of his jib. Right, 9.75k on Jeremy Mena. Under my umber Mena, under my Jamie Mena. We're making that a thing. Decent on the physicals, 13 pace, 12 acceleration, which in this league isn't too bad at all. Good crossing, solid dribbling. Again, 10s, 9s, 12s, 11s, that's what we're looking for. And he's got the key ones in the right areas. Left winger, probably going to be employed at left midfield, and he can play that role relatively well, so I'm not concerned about it too much. I think he'll be a good addition. You can see there from his highlighted stats, apart from his stamina, which may become an issue. He could be a player that we substitute off quite a lot. I think he's got game-winning potential stats, so let's hopefully see him pull some of those off. Marcus Holness is the next one, another free transfer. I mentioned Jimmy Dunn left and I wanted to get him back, so Marcus Holness is probably the replacement. 3.5 star current ability and potential ability, knows these kinds of divisions relatively well. He's a decent player as well. Oldham, Rochdale, Tranmere, Burton, he's been around a little bit, so I feel like getting him in, bit of experience. Obviously spent last year not doing a great deal, but before that was in the National, played in League 2. I feel like a good third choice defender in our back line. And finally, Jordan Chapnell, just bought him in yesterday actually from Chester, 20.5k. He is another, again, wide men. We had James Poole. We obviously got Mena on the left hand side. I wanted to bring someone on the right. Jordan Chappell is that guy. 4-star current ability, 4-star potential, 25 years of age, and probably the most green we've seen of anyone so far. You can see from the stats he's got there highlighted. He's very solid, and I like that. Played at Chester, Torquay, Grimsby, Sheffield United, and had a loan spell at Burton. So a few people might recognise him. Now then, time to get into today's games. We start the season off, I think, in high spirits. Vanarama North, obviously, we've come up. It's going to be difficult, but it's going to be fun. In terms of the season preview, what we're expected to get, 11th place. So we are considered a completely mid-table side. But in these divisions, Vanarama North, Vanarama National, if you get a run going and have the players to just make that X factor bit of difference, then I think we're going to be good. And I think there's a chance at a playoff spot, and that's what we're going to aim for. I've said top half finish. No. Playoff spot. That's what we're aiming for. It might get to 3 months in and we're fighting relegation, but we'll do our best. The board want top half, so I'm not one to upset the class of 92. Otherwise there'll be another phone call. So this is the squad as you know it. That's sort of our starting 11. We've got quite a lot of players, and the reason I bring you to this squad menu, and I don't always do that actually, is to deal with one particular thing, Luke Clark. Now, as I've just shown you, we've brought in a lot of midfielders in this window, and there's one man that I think is probably surplus to requirements. Now, he's valued at nothing, we're paying him nothing, his contract's expired, but I think for the good of Luke Clark's career, we should let him go. He had a fantastic season last season, and a hairstyle that I think we can all appreciate. That hair, I mean, he does it every morning, he's doing all sorts with it, and I've enjoyed him. So in the comment section, if you've enjoyed Luke Clark, one of the understated heroes of the seasons we've played so far, thank you, Luke, in the chat. Or thank you, Clarky. Either way, I'm easy. So thank you, Mr. Clark. I appreciate your efforts, but now it's time to say goodbye. Probably get him back in 2 months' time because it was a mistake. Release the Hounds, or Luke Clark. Thank you, Luke. Much love. Right then, first game of the day, Salford versus Southport, and a game that I fancy our chances in. We'll see how we're doing for time. We may play another one after this if I'm feeling a little bit fruity. This is the team we're going to play then and get used to it. Lynch in goal, Caprice at right back, Kante and Watkins Clark keep their places in the side, Farrell at left back, Jamie Mana, Thanoj, I don't know how to say his name, Thanoj, we'll come up with something. Chandler and Chappell with Davis and the Pond up front. Hopefully these two boys up top will be able to get goals in this division. If not, well, you know what's going to happen. In fact, where is he? Danny Webber is on the bench. Do you only get 5 substitutes in this division? You only get 5 substitutes. Our squad looks a little bit big at this point. All right, we'll keep Danny Webber as the secret weapon. We'll hide him away. Danny Webber was also liking to... He wants to retire at the end of the season. I've asked him to reconsider. We're waiting on the results. It's like he's been tested, but okay. Right then, we've got a vacuum cleaner up front with E. Richards, so hopefully we can beat them. Bateman, Booker, Langford and Beasley at the back. Let's hope we can put them to waste. Both going for the 4-4-2. You'll note that I'm using the 4-4-2 formation. That's... just through fear. Come on, Salford! Salford! That's a chart I'm going to try and incorporate into the season as we go on. Right, if we can start the season off with a win, that would be lovely. Let's get a few of the most important things up. The match stats on one side and the league table on the other. Now, it's interesting to see. This is the first time, really, this team have played together. We've played a few friendlies, mixed results, started off very poorly, and then came into our own later on. Caprice with it, ball in, Pondy! Oh, it's the first goal on my pond! Oh, my pond! There we go. Lovely ball in from Caprice. We'll see it in 3D. And Pondy was there to finish it off. A fantastic start to our season. Oh, dearie me. Chappell. Well, I don't know what happened there. I don't think he played it back, but Caprice with a lovely ball in. Pondy onto it. Caprice's first assist of the season. Pondy sets the marker for his season. Lovely old stuff. On My Pond. If you haven't heard of the song On My Pond, Google it or YouTube the song On My Pond and you'll see what everything's about. Farrell, ball through. Davis is onto it. Oh, he went first time. I thought he was going to round him. Should have rounded him, really. I'd have rounded him. Then I'd have probably raboned it in, because that's just what I'm like. Fancy. Chance for Southport. Rathbone. Farrell. Oh, he's not defended that very well at all, and Richards puts it into the side netting. Early signs of discomfort from our back line. Oh, Mena. Into Pond. Into Davis. Oh, my word, it's 2. It was a flash out. It was a long ball from Jay Lynch, and we dealt with it very well. And then Davis pops it home. The ball sort of drops. Poor defending from Bateman. Mena puts it in. Pondy just lays it off. Oh, the lovely little touch. The combination play. And Coughlin in goal. Well, it wasn't a save. It wasn't a save. Oh, is that ball for me? I'd say. That's essentially what he did. So at half-time, we look happy. 2-0 to the good. First game of the season. Midfield controlling things. Defence look relatively strong. Well then. Oh, sorry, I'm allergic to good performances. Jay Lynch struggling for a bit of fitness. Okay, it's back. I don't know where it went, but it's back. Maybe he was having a half-time cigarette, and he was like, oh, no, put that down. And suddenly his conditioning goes up again. Now, obviously, we mentioned the stamina of Mena earlier on. Hopefully, he carries on in good form. Oh, free kick played in. Now, that's obviously our man, who's known for free kicks and corners. Thanoj. He's giving it away, though, sadly, and they're going to break away. 10 minutes to go. I'm yet to make a change, which could come back to bite me. Brown with it. Back post, T. Brown. But it was Brown to Brown, which I think is always an interesting combination. We're going to make a few changes. McLaughlin's going to come on for Chandler, and at the back, Watkins Clark's going to come off for Holmes. We're going to just try and see this out. In fact, I might bring James Poole on for Elliot Pond. Triple change. Keep the fitness good. Oh God, no. Not like this. I don't mean. Let's not go on. Let's not do this. Let's not do this. Caprice, not much of a clearance, mate. I'll say that. Richards, Rathbone, Lynch with a good save. We can all feel it. We can all feel what's about to happen. I think we know that with 5 minutes left, it's possible. I've gone defensive. Not something I normally do, but panic stations have set in. Okay, just let's remove the time. Let's remove the time. There we are. That should be it. I'm feeling lucky. Caprice with it, tackled, and there it is. Salford 2, Southport 1, and a very solid result. And I think, do you know what we're going to do? We're going to play one today because I want to see. There's some interesting games in this league, so I want to see what we've got coming up and focus on those next time round. So I think what we're going to do is we shall return for a potentially Chorley FC. I think we'll include FC United in whatever we do next. So we'll play a few in between, and then we'll be back for FC United of Manchester in September against. We'll play like Kettering, and maybe we'll do a triple. I mean, let me know in the comment section. Do you want a triple with an FC United sandwich? Let me know. I think that brings us to the end. Some good transfers and a good result. It's going far too well. I feel like in the first season you got used to my incompetence, and now we're here. You feel a little bit like, don't really like this success. Don't really like this. But I'm on board. I feel like if we can keep this going, the story we can tell is going to be quite exciting. Right then, that brings us to the end of today's episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed it, please leave a like. We've been, honestly, you folks have been smashing the likes recently. We've hit 1,000 on the last few videos, which is very cool. I mean, do whatever you like, but I would appreciate 4,000 today. So let's see if we can get there. We love with care. From me, Dr. Benji. I'll see you again soon. If you've enjoyed the video, please leave a like. If you want to see more, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you again. From me, Dr. Benji, doing this part of the intro 3 times. It's not even the intro, it's the outro. I'll see you again. Goodbye. Can I just say sorry for wasting 20 seconds of your time? I am sorry, but I've just wasted 10 seconds more. So I'm out of order. This whole courtroom's out of order. I don't know if that's the quote, but it felt right.